look at this timetable question, and I'm just going to get my pen up. So if we look here, we're told this is part of the main timetable between London and Penzance. So we have London here, all the times down to Truro, but no time for Penzance. Now the first question asks us how long in minutes does it take to travel from Exeter to Truro. So Exeter leaves Exeter at 14:07, arrives in Truro at 16:24. The easiest thing to do here is to go along and create a timeline and annotate. So we're departing at 14:07 and we are arriving at 16:24. And if we fill in the hours, so after 14:07 it would be 1500, and then we would be again at 1600 here. And because we're asked for minutes, we can do all of this in minutes. So there are 60 minutes in an hour. So 14:07 to 1500 would be 53 minutes. 1500 to 1600 would be 60 minutes. And 1600 to 1624 would be 24 minutes. So if we add those three amounts together, 53 add 60 is 113. Add 24 would be 137 minutes. So it'll be 137 minutes for the entire journey for that section. Now, the next bit tells us that London to Exeter is 40% of the total journey time from London to Penzance. So when does the train reach Penzance? So we need to go back up. I'm just going to clear off my markings here and highlight here. So London, we leave at 12:03 and we arrive in Exeter at 14:07. So again, this one's quite easy because 12:03 to 2:07 is 2 hours and 4 minutes. So because we're going to work out this is 40% of the journey, I'm going to convert all of this into minutes. So 60 minutes in an hour, so 60 times 2 is 120, plus the 4 will give me 124 minutes. This is equal to 40% of the total journey time. I need to find 100% of the journey time, so I'm going to divide 124 by 4 to find 10%. So 4 goes in 0, goes into 12 3 times, goes into 4 once. So 10% equals 31 minutes. So I can now work out 100% by going from 10 to 100 by timesing by 10. And 31 times 10 would be 310 minutes. I now need to convert that back into minutes and hours. So 60 will go into 310 5 times. So that will be 300 minutes. So the journey time is 5 hours and 10 minutes. So if I left London at 12:03, I can add 5 hours to here. So I'm going to arrive in Penzance at 17. And I've got 03 here, add 10, 17, 13. So I would arrive in Penzance at 17:13. Now, because my timetable's in 24-hour clock and they haven't asked for it in 12-hour clock, keep your answers in the format that they were in originally. Now, when there are speed restrictions, the journey times are all doubled. If a train leaves Reading at 13:03 and travels under a speed restriction, when will it reach Newton Abbot? So let's go back up here again. I'm just going to erase all this stuff out here. And this time we're looking at the journey time between Reading and Newton Abbot. So 12:33 to 14:29. So if you wanted to, you could draw yourself another little timeline here to work out how many minutes that would be. So let's get 12:33 down here. That's our start time. And our finish time is 14:29. So in here we would have 1400 hours here. So, and 1300 hours here. Okay, so 12:33 to 1300 would be 27 minutes. 1300 to 1400 would be 60 minutes. And 1400 to 1429 would be 29 minutes. And if I add those together, that would be 87, add 29 will give me 116 minutes. and journey times are doubled under the speed restrictions. So I would need to double 116, which would give me 232 minutes. Then I'm going to convert that back into hours and minutes. So 60 will go into 232 3 times. So that will give me 3 hours, which will be 180 minutes, and I have 52 minutes left. So the total journey time will be 3 hours 52. I'm leaving at 13:03. Okay, so that's my departure time. So I need to add 3 hours and 52 minutes to that. So 1300 add 3 hours will be 1600, and 3 add 52 will be 55. So I will reach Newton Abbot at 16:55. So let's clear all that off and come down to have a look at part D. Let me just, I can see the timetable on there. So when is the latest time a train can leave London and still reach Plymouth by 2200 if there is a speed restriction? So leaving Plymouth at 15:04 and it reaches London at 12:03. So if we come down here again, draw yourself another timeline. Okay, so hopefully you'll have a bit more room than I have right now. So we would be departing Plymouth at 15:04 and arriving in London. Oh, sorry, let's do this the other way around. So let's do our London departure time, because the return journey will be the same length of time as the outward journey. So 12:03 would be when we would have left London, and 15:04 would be when we would arrive in Plymouth. So we're going to have 1300 here, 1400 here, and 1500 hours here. So 12:03 to 1300 would be 57 minutes. Then we have 60 minutes here, 60 minutes here, and 4 minutes here. 60 plus 60 is 120. Add 57 would be 177. Add 4 would be 181 minutes. We need to double that because we've been told that the speed restrictions apply. And remember from up here, journey times are doubled with speed restrictions. So this is going to be 362 minutes. Now let's get that into hours and minutes. So 60 will go into 362 6 times, which is 360, with 2 minutes left over. So when is the latest time a train can leave London and still reach Plymouth by 10 o'clock or by 2200 hours? So we take our 2200 hours, subtract 6 hours, and that would take us back down to 1600. And now we need to take away those 2 minutes. So the latest time that we could leave here would be 15:58 if we want to arrive in Plymouth by 10 o'clock. So our latest time, the answer to part D, would be 15:58. So clear all of those off, come down